Welcome back, everybody. We are working on a custom order today, and I have some diochrome, whatever, the super shiny foils. That's what we're going to call them. Basically, it's like the shrink wrap we used to put on Easter baskets. They are in good size strips. These are from Resin, and I'll link them in the description. I'm going to pull out a couple different strips that I like. Now, hindsight being what it is, I should have just stuck with the super shiny and the clear, but I did go with a purple, and you'll see later why that probably was not the best decision. But it's okay, we learned. So I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to start cutting strips out of each of them, and they're going to go in this circular mold. Now, before anybody judges me, I'm well aware these are not straight strips and the same size, but hey, we work with what we got.
With the flick, a spark, a twist, she remakes it with her wrist. Resin rainbow, heartbeat bright, shining through the...
Now, this piece here is not part of the custom order. But I knew I'd have some extra resin left over when I finished, and I really wanted to try this, so I went ahead and made this along with the, wow, there went my brain, the custom order. That's what I was looking for. Now, I know we used to make these accordion shapes when we were kids, but for the life of me, I couldn't remember how we did it, so I thought, okay, I'll just glue the two pieces together so they stay locked together. And then I'm just going to start flipping them one over the other. And then I did it off camera because I was getting annoyed. But that's how it came out. This used to be a lot easier with just straight paper. With these little slippery, shiny pieces, it was not easy to do. So after I did the one, I went, nope, I've had enough of that, and just started crinkling up the strips instead. So if you struggle like I do to make the accordion shapes, it's fine. Just crinkle them. It works. See? Pretty. Okay, so I've got my measuring cup, and we're going to be using the Resin epoxy resin, the part A and part B. And with this resin, you want to measure it to where it is 1-to-1 ratio. So if I'm doing 3.5 ounces of part A, I will also do 3.5 ounces of part B. And there's our part B. And then we're going to stir it up, and I'm going to stir it off camera so you don't have to watch, because you want to stir it for a good 5 minutes. There we go, because you want to make sure it's nice and clear. And I wanted to stir real slow because I don't want any bubbles, so that's why I went ahead and did that off of the camera. I'm just going to scrape my stick, get it nice and clean, set that aside. I let it rest for a while so that any bubbles that are in it can pop to the surface. Now I'm just cleaning out my circular molds. And this request was for 3 of the circular molds, 1 in pink, 1 in the white neutral color, and 1 in black. So I'm going to do the bottoms of them in the color. And I'm just going to spread the color on, a little bit of glitter, a little bit of the white powder, and that's a white shimmer powder. And then spread it around with my little brush. And then repeat the process for the pink and the black as well.
Where imagination flows, painting memories in my mind, with glitter in my hands, a frame of my soul, the only world that understands. Pour it out, let it shine, make it magic, one drip at a time. In my
Okay, so now that those are covered, I'm getting out 3 of the little containers. Nice and full color on those. And then I'm going to pour the resin into each little cup, so I have the correct amount for the circular molds. And I'm going to spread them out a little bit because I don't want the glitter from each one to accidentally fly into another color. We're going to start with the black glitter. Now here I meant to use 2 different types of the black glitter to give it more sparkle. but I forgot. So I'm gonna fix that later on in the video. You're gonna mix that up till it's really good and mixed. You kind of want to watch the bottom. Make sure you're scraping up from the bottom until you get the glitter exactly where you want it. And it didn't have quite the glitter I wanted, so I'm going to add a little bit more. There we go. And then I also add a small drop of clear Elmer's glue to help keep that glitter suspended so it doesn't just drop to the bottom of the mold. And then I'm going to repeat the process using white glitter, and then for the pink I'm going to use a few different types of pink color glitter. Now before anybody jumps my case, I know I should be wearing gloves, but I was very careful and made sure I didn't get any of the resin on my skin. So if you're trying resin for the first time, use the gloves. I am just not a fan of the gloves because it's hard for me to manipulate things with the gloves on, and I tend to make more of a mess with the gloves on. I'm a little more cautious when I don't have my gloves on. So yes, try to use gloves.
So here's to moments bright and free in the resin world, just you and me. Creating memories, sparkling bright in this art, we find our light.
Now you'll notice that I'm being very cautious with how much of the resin I'm pouring into these molds. I want to avoid that spillage over the side, so I'm not filling them all the way up because I know that once they're done, I'm also going to be doming them. So it's okay if you don't fill the mold all the way up. By the way, anybody notice the clean mat? I found my other silicone mats when I was unpacking and cleaned them. Now we're going to work on our circular mold where we have our film in it. And I have the rest of the resin that I mixed up. And I'm going to add just a little bit of that white glitter just to give it a little bit of shimmer. Add a little more. You don't want a whole lot because you don't want to hide it in the glitter, but just a bit. Add a little bit of glue so that not the resin, the glitter stays suspended, doesn't drop to the top of the mold. And then we're going to pour that in. And and my eye-hand coordination sucks, so some of that did spill. It's okay, I'll clean it up. Making sure we scrape every bit of that resin out of the cup. I'm going around squeezing it as I turn it so that any of the air pockets get up to the top and there's no bubbles in it. See, I cleaned up the mess. And now I'm just turning it and squeezing it and tapping it lightly on the desk so that any of those air bubbles get up to the top, and then I can pop them. And then I had a little bit of the black left over, so I poured it into this paw print mold. And I'm going to sprinkle some of the extra glitter that I wanted to use in the original black mold, but forgot. But see how pretty it is? It would have looked awesome in that circular mold if I'd remembered. That's okay, we're going to fix it later. I'm going to move it around so that chunky glitter gets all over. And then we will set these aside to cure. Now you'll notice with the circular mold, I didn't fill it all the way up, and that's because I want to add a base with some lights under it.
I found a box of colors in the sunshine glow, flashes of our love, where imagination flows, painting memories in my mind, with glitter in my hands, a frame of my
Alright, so it's the next day and we are ready to demold these. I had them sitting overnight on my heat mat. So you'll see they look kind of not as glittery. And that's where the doming comes in handy. I'll pop all these out. And then we're going to pop out our circular mold. Now it's going to be a little uneven and jagged at the bottom because I did not fill it all the way up. But we are going to use UV resin and some lights to fix that. Now see what I mean by the purple? How it is more solid than the shiny? I wasn't real pleased with that. But to tell you the truth, the longer I've been sitting here staring at it, it doesn't look too bad. I kind of like it. I'm going to sprinkle some of that soft pink glitter on top, and then we're going to use UV resin to put around it and spread it out. And then we're going to pop it under the UV light. Now because these weren't filled to the top, they do have a ledge, so it's easier to not make that resin spill over the sides with that ledge there. And I will sand them down to make sure it's nice and smooth. Pop a few extra glitters on top of the white and then spread our resin. Now when I do the second round of doming, you'll see me use the white stick that I have in order to spread that resin out, and that was honestly a better idea. Now I'm going to put on the super shiny, sparkly black pieces to give that a little bit more sparkle. Spread that out. And set it to cure. I'm going to squeeze in some of the UV resin on that bottom piece, spreading it out to the edges. And place in our lights and cure them. There we go. You can sort of see the lights. It's better in the dark. Don't worry, I will show you. I had to turn off my light in order to get a good video of the lights. But they weren't quite as sealed as I wanted to, so I did another layer of UV resin just to make sure they were good and set. See, it's not that bad. It's kind of pretty. I do want to make another one though with just the clear foils. So on the back of the circular molds, I have this really nice piece of leather, and I'm just tracing around the circle pieces, and I'm going to adhere the leather to them with the B7000 glue. And then I'll set them aside with something heavy on top, and I'll leave that for 24 hours so that they have time, the glue has time to cure and adhere to it, and it won't come off. And then we're going to repeat the process with the pink and the white. The white, I'm doing the extra doming while we do the pink one. And see, I'm using the white stick and it spreads it so much better. And it gives it a nice even spread instead of like the smaller one I was using, kind of give it a jagged spread, if that makes sense. Kind of hoping that makes sense because I'm not sure how else to phrase that. And there we go. And then we're going to put our leather on the back of the pink one. And then we're going to do the white one as well. We're going to trace around it and then glue it to the bottom of the white one. And then we have the white, the pink, and the black. They're all ready to go. I hope Jenna loves them as much as I do, because they turned out freaking pretty. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I almost forgot. If you guys could hit that subscribe button, that would help so much. Give it a like, share it with your friends, leave a comment. Thanks so much.